This weekend is the 58th Dauphin Island Regatta, and as we've reported, 6 people died in the race last year. One of them was never found, and that's J.C. Brown of Mobile. I had the chance to talk with his wife and stepdaughters this week about how they have coped over the last year. Everyone along the Gulf Coast experienced the horror of the 57th Dauphin Island Regatta through video like this.
It's bad, 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 boys. Look at this. Look at this.
Showing the huge storm that hit toward the end of last year's race.
Don't win it. Don't win it.
But Jane Brown lived it, waiting for her husband to return to shore.
It's your soulmate.
He never would.
About 6 o'clock was when my daughter hit the door in my house and said that there had been an accident and that JC was missing.
J.C. Brown was on board a boat with his grandson Jacob and 3 other sailors.
And in just a matter of seconds, they had a water spout under their boat that flipped it up on its side.
Jake asked his grandfather to sail with him that day because he'd never been in a regatta. At JC's memorial service, Jacob bravely recounted how excited they both were.
He was so excited. He always just kept calling me, hey, when are we going to get to go? Hey, I'm ready to go on that race.
They had crossed the finish line when the storm hit, and everyone was thrown overboard. Later, we learned 6 sailors died, 5 were found, but the Coast Guard eventually called off the search for Brown. His family held a memorial service, even though his body was not there.
I love him, and I know I'll see him one day.
As the burial takes place, that family is able to say, okay, they are in their resting place. For me, I did not have to have that as a closure. I knew exactly where JC was. He was with the Lord.
The last year has been more difficult than we can imagine for JC's family. His wife Jane just thankful for the 14 years she had with him.
We felt like God had given each of us the gift that we had desired for a long, long time.
Wow. JC's family says there's no question about how he felt about them. His grandchildren were his world.
He was at every ball game, and our kids stayed active. My sister's kids were active. I mean, and he didn't miss a thing.
And he was such a generous man. No matter what you needed, he would always give it to you.
The family does not plan on attending this year's regatta. They're trying to just get by the best they can.
God has given me the joy to be able to know I'm going to see him again, and that he has some things for me to do, and he left me here for a reason.
Now, another teenager on the sailboat, Adam Clark of Mobile, also passed away, but the 3 others were rescued. Tomorrow night on News 5, I'll talk with Eric Schmitz. He's a local boater who almost died in the regatta. He and 2 other sailors were flung out of their boat when it capsized. Schmitz is racing again this year, but says he is much better prepared for emergencies. And find out about a huge surprise he received 13 days after last year's race. That's tomorrow right here on News 5.